But I think MVP. Now, I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But Asia Wilson is the best player in the game.
Have you seen the incredible feats Caitlin Clark has been pulling off lately?
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Now, I'm not going to put Asia Wilson in there. I'm just saying between these two. Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is.
This rookie isn't just helping the Fever make a playoff push. She's shaking up the entire WNBA MVP race.
Caitlin Clark, I'm sure you saw, just became the all-time scoring leader in women's college basketball. I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard. But congratulations to her.
While Aja Wilson may still be the frontrunner, Clark's mind-blowing stats are making everyone take notice. This first-year player isn't just racking up points; she's changing the game itself.
2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark. I think she should be up for MVP. Rookie of the Year, foregone conclusion.
There's now a real chance Aja Wilson could miss out on the MVP title, and Wilson's reaction to seeing Clark's numbers, priceless. Yes, even the league's best can't match those skills.
And just for the record, Caitlin isn't much of a defender either. Though she can and she will steal the basketball. She's 15th in the WNBA in steals. Pretty good.
Let's break it down. 40 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds in her latest outing. That's not just impressive. That's MVP caliber stuff.
She is starting to push Asia as the best player in the league because I don't see anybody control a game the way Caitlin can.
And it's not a one-time thing. Clark has been consistently dominant all season, leading the league in assists while scoring like a seasoned vet.
WNBA in its entirety is really cooking right now. And it continues to grow, and there is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball.
You might be wondering, how can a rookie be in the MVP conversation? Well, get ready, because Clark is rewriting the WNBA playbook. Her impact goes beyond the stats. She's attracting new fans, boosting viewership, and making everyone pay attention.
I'm sorry. It's gotten to the point where Rookie of the Year is over 2-3 weeks ago. All of a sudden, Caitlin Clark is starting to push Asia Wilson for MVP of this league, and I am not exaggerating.
This isn't just about Rookie of the Year anymore. Clark is making a serious case for MVP, and it's impossible to ignore.
I've got the fever. I can't help it. I can't stop watching. I can't stop talking about the impact Caitlin Clark is having on game after game after game.
You've seen the highlights, but her influence runs deeper than the numbers. The Fever went from a bottom feeder to playoff contender in one season. What's driving this dramatic turnaround?
She takes over, she maestros, she controls game after game after game with her passing and her carefully chosen spots to score.
Clark is at the center of it all. Let's rewind a bit. Last season, the Indiana Fever were the laughingstock of the WNBA, wrapping up with a poor 13-27 record. Fast forward to now, and they're sitting pretty at 18, 16 with a playoff spot secured.
And one thing Caitlin Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now, makes it about others, makes it about team. Think about it. When's the last time you didn't see Caitlin Clark talking about a teammate? When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark talking about herself or any of the accomplishments that she has had? Let me give you the answer to that. Never! Never! You never hear that. Now, that's why their team has gotten good. She could have been an egomaniac. Everybody in the league knows that she is the league right now.
It feels like they're an entirely different squad, but they're not. The lineup hasn't shifted much, except for one key addition. Caitlin Clark. Yes, this rookie isn't just racking up impressive stats, she's completely transforming the franchise. Have you seen how the Fever has been on fire since the Olympic break? They've gone 7-1, and guess who's leading the charge? That's right, it's Clark. She's not just scoring, she's elevating everyone around her. Her teammates are getting great opportunities, the offense is clicking, and opponents are struggling to keep pace.
Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number 1 pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that I can attach to that. Now, that might not fit in the categories that everybody would, consider for MVP. I'm talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player.
Now, you might wonder, can one player really have such a huge impact? Well, check this out. Clark is averaging 37.6 points per game, whether through scoring or assisting. That's not just remarkable, it's on track to shatter a WNBA record. Let that sink in.
But also, she needed a rest. She needed a rest after the season in college basketball. A month later, she's playing games, and she's playing against really good teams. And then they stacked the schedule up front, so everybody got to see her play. She struggled.
But it's more than just statistics. Clark's influence on the court changes everything. Defenses have to hone in on her, creating openings for her teammates. And when she's in possession, something extraordinary happens.
Just shoot it in the fourth quarter. You're that good. You've proven to be that great. Her three-point shooting has heated up, and nobody in the league can flick logo threes as effortlessly as Caitlin can.
She possesses the vision of a seasoned point guard and the scoring prowess of a superstar.
Caitlin Clark, in a shock to me, has proven already to be a once-a-generation passer. I did not see that coming at Iowa. I thought scoring, yeah, she's the all-time greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's. But passing like this, I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque bounce passing.
Since July 1st, the Fever's offense has gone from the worst in the league to the best.
Meanwhile, Caitlin, 2/3 of the way through the year, it was clear she was on an all-time record turnover pace, the likes of which I have never witnessed. It's almost like she was trying to turn the basketball over.
That's no accident. It's the Clark effect. She's not just posting MVP-level numbers. She's elevating her entire team to new heights.
Caitlin Clark is running away with the WNBA assists lead. She's 25 better than anybody else in the league. It's pretty extraordinary for a rookie.
Consider this. How many rookies step into the league and immediately transform a struggling team into a playoff contender? It's nearly unheard of, but Clark isn't your typical rookie. She's a game changer, a franchise-altering talent who's redefining what's achievable in the WNBA.
She's having impact on her team that nobody else in the league is having on her team. This is a team that went 13-27 last year. And suddenly, the Indiana Fever are the hottest team by far in the league.
Remember when we thought we had a handle on what makes a great WNBA player? Clark has completely changed that perspective. She's not just skilled in one area, she excels in every aspect. And the numbers? They're so outlandish you might suspect a glitch. Let's explore why Clark is a nightmare for defenders. To start, Clark is at the top of the league in assists. That's right, a rookie is outshining experienced point guards when it comes to setting up her teammates. But here's where it gets even wilder. She's not just a passer, she's a scoring powerhouse too. And we're not talking about typical scoring. While most players shoot threes from just behind the arc, Clark is nailing them from 30 to 34 feet away. She's connecting on over 37% of her shots from that distance. Can you picture trying to guard someone who poses a threat the moment they cross half court? It's like she's playing a whole different game, but that's not the end of it. You might think that with that kind of range, she'd struggle near the basket. Not at all. Clark is finishing at the rim like one of the league's top big players. She's converting 63.6% of her attempts within 5 feet of the hoop. That's not just impressive for a guard, it's elite for any player. So how is this even happening? It's straightforward. Clark's offensive versatility is off the charts. She can score, pass, and create plays out of nowhere. Defenses are completely clueless on how to defend her. Play her tight and she'll blow by you. Give her room and she'll sink a long three right in your face. Clark is creating her own shots more than anyone else in the league. She doesn't need someone to set her up. She is the setup. She's both the playmaker and the entire offense rolled into one. But it's not just about the numbers. Clark's distinctive talents are forcing teams to rethink their entire defensive game plans. How do you defend someone who's a threat from every position on the court? Double team her and she'll find the open player. Play her one-on-one and she'll score on you.
NBA, I'm talking players, coaches, and refs. They're all a bunch of Caitlin Clark haters. They're all a bunch of jealous haters.
Yep.
They are just working themselves up about Caitlin Clark just to hate on her. Skylar Diggins is bumping her. Their girls are complaining on the bench. Referees are getting into it now. They're all a bunch of haters.
It's a no-win situation for defenses. Last year, the Fever were at the bottom of the league, and that's something to keep in mind. Think Clark's performance on the court is remarkable? Just wait until you see how she's boosting TV ratings. She's not only changing the game, she's reshaping the whole scene of women's basketball, and the figures are astonishing. You've noticed how Clark's talent is rewriting the playbook, but her influence extends well beyond the court. She's not merely winning games. She's attracting fans and capturing attention across the country. The WNBA has never experienced anything like this before. Now let's discuss viewership. On August 26, Clark and the Fever attracted an impressive 67,000 viewers. You might consider that good, but here's the twist. On the same day, an NBA matchup between the Warriors and Spurs only reached 64,000 viewers.
I'm pretty sure that she's going to be good. The league's going to enjoy her. We're going to enjoy her, obviously, as competitors and teammates or whatever you may say. But no, it's going to be huge for her to make that jump. All of them. I mean, it's going to be a great time for them to transition like we all did.
That's right. Clark surpassed an NBA game by nearly 10 times. And this isn't just a one-off occurrence. Clark and the Fever have appeared in 4 of the 9 most watched games on NBA TV this season.
The Indiana Fever have responded in a big way since the Olympic break. Take a look at this. These are the top 3 scorers in the WNBA since the women brought home gold in the Olympics a few weeks ago. 2 of the members are of the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, but we are missing a big piece to this all-star puzzle. Literally, Aaliyah Boston has taken a step forward in her game, and she has built a special chemistry with their star rookie.
This isn't merely a victory for the WNBA. It's revolutionary.
Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
We're witnessing a rookie generating numbers that compete with well-known NBA stars.
She's learned how to play the game, and she said, I had to learn how to play the WNBA way.
So what's the reason for this? It's straightforward. Clark isn't just an outstanding player. She's becoming a cultural icon. Fans aren't merely watching basketball. They're specifically tuning in to catch Caitlin Clark in action.
Yeah, I kind of said this on Complex one time. It was just a huge thing of, I think she's going to be good. I think she's going to be someone that's going to be huge for the franchise that she gets drafted to. And I just hope that franchise builds around her so she can continue to grow. And I hope the same fans that are writing for her now continue to help her and carry her and follow her into the W, because that's where the growth happens. Anyone can talk the talk now, but it's like, all right, next step. Are you still there? Are you still a true fan? But
she possesses a rare star quality that captivates both casual viewers and diehard basketball enthusiasts. This increase in viewership isn't solely a victory for Clark or the Fever. It's elevating the entire WNBA. More attention on the league translates to greater recognition.
Despite averaging 18.7 points and leading the WNBA in assists at 8.4, Clark hasn't come close to peak performance yet. A victim mentality would prevent her from making the necessary improvements. Her fans could give her that mentality if they continue to cry about things that don't really matter and shield Clark from objective criticism.
Increased sponsorships and more growth opportunities. Clark's impact is prompting everyone to take women's basketball seriously, and it's about time.
And I said, second half of the season, look out, and that's exactly what's happened for her and her backcourt mate, Kelsey Mitchell. She's wonderful, too.
Life can be unfair, and Asia Wilson will have to confront that truth. You might wonder how this impacts Clark's MVP prospects. Well, it's significant. MVPs aren't chosen solely based on statistics. They're about overall influence, and Clark's impact is remarkable.
I still get frustrated because she won't shoot enough in fourth quarters because she defers to her vets. She's got horrendous pressure on her. not to be a diva, not to look like she's trying to be something more than she should be as a rookie. I appreciate that. But Caitlin, you're really not a rookie anymore.
She's not only making waves on the court, she's affecting the entire league.
When she gets her one, if she gets her one, then y'all can have the conversation.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Clark's presence is compelling teams to reevaluate their strategies, not just during games, but in their overall tactics.
One thing Caitlin Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now, makes it about others, makes it about team.
But this is expected of Caitlin Clark. She's supposed to be great. She's not the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is, because that's a surprise, which to me is wrong, because Angel Reese was the best player on the team that won a national championship in college. It's not like she came out of nowhere.
Organizations are beginning to realize that star power and charisma can be just as vital as an exceptional jump shot.
But I think she got to win her one to really kind of have her name in that. But I mean, she's always going to be a great player for Iowa and for the game as a whole. But yeah, winning one is pretty huge in college. So
Clark is demonstrating that one player can transform the WNBA. You might think she's just a rookie. Can she genuinely compete with established stars for the MVP title? That's a fair question.
Let's take a look at Caitlin Clark's credentials. The Indiana Fever finished 13-27 a year ago, the third worst record in the WNBA. The Fever currently stand at 17-16 this season with 7 games to play. They're the hottest team in the league since the Olympic break. They can win it all this season if, and only if, Caitlin Clark continues to elevate her efficiency and basketball IQ.
But Clark isn't adhering to the conventional playbook. She's reshaping what's achievable for a rookie. Her knack for attracting intense defensive focus, combined with her cultural impact, is prompting a reevaluation of what it means to be MVP.
you know, my teammate KP was just like, yeah, that's huge. That's a lot of points. And that, don't take that for granted. They were getting them up 100%. So congratulations to her. But
Consider how Clark has changed the Fever from the league's worst team to playoff contenders, while also breaking records left and right. Now, she's aiming for the MVP award. However, there's a major obstacle: A'ja Wilson.
She's hands down the best player. Could it be a situation where she takes sweepstakes, where she wins the MVP, she wins Defensive Player of the Year, and she wins Finals MVP?
Wilson has been a powerhouse all season, and she's the current MVP frontrunner, which is well-deserved.
Yeah, well, that'd be live.
I mean, what's she averaging? Probably 27 and 12, with probably 2 blocks, 2 steals, because she does it on both ends of the court.
Her defense is exceptional, and she's a dominant presence on the boards. Yet Clark's offensive skills are something else entirely.
Yeah. That's what's so impressive, is that the amount of energy that she exerts.
What more can you ask?
Nothing. She got that elbow jumper. She can put the ball on the floor, finish with either hand. She has no flaws offensively. She's having an unbelievable season.
No bullshit.
Nah, she ain't bulljob with him.
She's not just scoring, she's making plays that leave everyone amazed. The real clash occurs on September 11th and 13th when Clark and Wilson go head-to-head. These games aren't just about winning. They could decide who takes home the MVP title. This isn't just another basketball matchup. It's a potential turning point in the WNBA's power dynamics. And believe me, you won't want to miss it.